Hi guys, welcome back for another furniture makeover. My name is Walissa from Alive Refurbish. For this week's video, I'm using a new product. It's a stain and finishing oil. It's going to help me achieve a coastal look on this beautiful antique Eastlake dresser. If you're into messy process but beautiful endings, stick around for today's makeover. Here we have a gorgeous antique Eastlake dresser that belonged to my customer's great grandmother. How special is it? The goal for this piece is to strip it completely down to bare wood and restain it in a way that gives you a coastal vibe. I just have to warn you, brace yourselves because we're taking a trip to Messyland. I can tell that this piece has been painted more than once. All I know from my customer is that she painted it with a white chalk paint color. Keep watching because this piece was full of surprises. Before I go any farther, let's talk a little bit on the history of this joinery. These joints were developed during the Lake Victoria era in post-Civil War in the United States, and they were patented by Charles Knapp of Waterloo, Wisconsin in 1867. The Knapp joint was a huge breakthrough for the furniture industry. Machines called routers made circular cuts in wood far quicker than by hand. I love looking into history for details like these ones. I think it's kind of cool. I want to clarify that if you see me removing any sort of detail or embellishment on this piece is per customer's request. Today I will be using citrus strip to remove the paint and varnish on this piece. Remember that you need to apply a thick coat for it to work effectively. If the coat is too thin, it will dry out and stop working. Some of the reasons why this is my favorite chemical stripper is because it's biodegradable. It doesn't contain any harsh fumes and is very effective. When I have to strip many layers of paint, I work in sections. I have shared this with you before. It's just good for my overall perseverance. So today is the first day of stripping and I'm choosing to work on one side of the dresser and the drawers. And tomorrow I'm gonna be flipping it over, working on the top and the other side. Can you hear that roughness as I'm scraping? Well, what I'm looking at is a lot of texture under this paint, which means that there's another finish I'm gonna have to tackle after I'm done scraping the first layer of paint. For the sake of transparency, on some areas I had to apply 2 rounds of citrus strip, in other areas up to 4 rounds. So here you can see a little bit of the dark brown peeking through. I applied 2 coats of citrus strip. I'm getting ready to clean it here with green MB, odorless mineral spirit, and triple steel wool. Hello friends, welcome to my paint stripping mess. Yesterday I stripped 2 layers of paint. The one that you see on the surface is white, one underneath is red. The red one is stripping like liquid, so the messiest stripping paint job I've ever had to do. It took a little bit of that extra coffee nectar from the heavens to get me going, but here I am. Let's do this. I normally let citrus strips sit for 30 minutes before I start scraping, but here, as you can tell, hardly anything is coming off. So I walked away, came back, scraped it, and this is what I was left with. A lot of that red finish. So another round of citrus strip for this top was required. And on the other side, I decided to put one product that I've been meaning to test for a while, which is also a citrus strip, but is on the spray form. I just make sure that my garage door was open, that I had good ventilation, because that is a must when using this product. First thoughts here is that you don't have that much control on how heavy your coat is. It's a very thin product, so it's hard to tell if you applied enough, but I just made sure I saturated the whole surface, and after 30 minutes, which is the recommended wait time, this is what I got. My results weren't really great. So I found myself applying another round of the citrus strip in the gel form and scraping again. Right here, I have moved on to the cleaning part, so I'm using the green MB mineral spirits and a wire brush to try to scrape off as much as that red finish off. It took a long time to get here, but I was really excited to get a glimpse of that beautiful wood grain. The original stain was really crusty. I've used this scraper before. It's coming through yet again for another furniture restoration. I just love this thing. I finally get to sand this side, and I started kind of on the rougher side of my grit, which is 100, because I know that this dresser is made of real solid wood, and also because the old finish was really stuck in there and it just required me to use a lower grit, which is a little bit rougher. This applies for every side and drawer of this dresser. After I was done with 100 grit sanding, I moved up to the 120 and finally 220 grit. I just want to clarify real quick that I normally never use a metal scraper right after I'm done using citrus strip, because citrus strip or any other chemical stripper softens your wood, and if you use a metal scraper, you're running the risk of scraping the wood. But the finish on these was so stuck and so tough in there that I felt it was appropriate to use this scraper. It helped me remove some stuff, but there was plenty of that finish left. Even after washing citrus strip with mineral spirits and scrubbing it with the steel wool and the wire brush, you're always going to have some residue, and I love this scraper to remove all of that. Otherwise, that residue gunks up on my sanding paper. This scraper made things move smoother than they would have if I didn't have it. And no, I'm not sponsored. Friends, we made it to cleaning day, which means we're gonna start making repairs on this. Nothing major needs to be repaired, but I need to apply some wood filler and some gaps between the wood, and I also need to add on some drawer stops that are missing, just a couple small repairs. And to give this dresser the coastal look that we're going for, I'm gonna be using the stain and finishing oil all-in-one in the color white from Fusion Mineral Paint. This product penetrates the wood to condition, stain, and protect against water, stains, and scratches. Can be used on new or stripped wood surfaces. In this case, I'm going to be using it over raw wood, so I'm going to wait 15 to 20 minutes before I remove the excess. This product dries to the touch after about 9 hours, and the recoat time is also after 9 hours. The more coats you apply, the more durability, opacity, and sheen you get. It cures after 10 days, and I have also used it over Fusion Mineral Paint. Similar to wax, it helps you highlight details, it helps you protect your paint too. This is just another product that I like to work in sections as I apply it, just because you have to keep that 30-minute time in mind. So I like to apply that on one side of the dresser, the drawers, go back, remove the excess, and then move on to the next section. Just a quick reminder that I have added links to all the products that I am using today. They can be found under the video description. I also want to thank you for all the wonderful comments. Please keep them coming. I love reading all of them. If you enjoyed today's content, remember to give me a thumbs up since this really helps out the channel. One final thing about this dresser is that the reason why we're going for a coastal vibe is because it's moving from cold Minnesota to warm Florida. Despite the challenges, I was happy to be part of this beautiful makeover. And now it's time to look at our final results. Let's take a quick look at how this dresser used to be. And look at it now. I think that this was a successful coastal look makeover. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed today's content, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, that helps the channel out. Don't forget that just like there's hope for these pieces of furniture, it doesn't matter how tough things get, just like this week's makeover, there's always hope for you. I will see you guys next week.